It's kind of wild when you think about it. Samsung is gearing up to drop the entire Galaxy S26 lineup, but one of the models seems to be launching into a room where almost nobody is paying attention. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. And no, it's not the regular S26 or the headline-grabbing Ultra, it's the S26 Plus, the phone that's so overlooked, you have to wonder why Samsung even bothered bringing it back. What makes this interesting is how unusual it is. Normally, when a company refreshes a lineup, every model gets at least some spotlight. But according to an actual poll from Phone Arena, only about 10% of people expect anything exciting from the S26 Plus. 10%. That's basically the tech world's equivalent of a polite shrug. And it gets even stranger when you remember the rumors from earlier this year saying the Plus model might actually be canceled entirely, replaced by some new Edge variant. So Samsung not only kept it around, they're pushing it out again despite almost zero hype. And sure, on the surface, it makes sense that the Ultra steals all the attention. It's the flagship everybody wants to dissect, the one people expect to deliver some big leap in camera tech or hardware. But this whole situation with the S26 Plus actually matters more than it seems, because it says a lot about how smartphone buyers think today, and how companies like Samsung are being forced to adjust. We're at a point where mid-tier flagships are blending into entry-level Ultras, and regular flagships feel dangerously close to premium mid-rangers. That middle slot, the Plus model, is the one that risks disappearing because people either go all in on the Ultra or save money and take the base model. The S26 Plus is caught right in that no man's land, and Samsung's decision to keep it alive tells you they're not ready to give up that middle ground. What the S26 Plus actually offers might help explain why Samsung kept it. It's reportedly leaning on a design inspired by the S25 Plus. Slim frame, flat 6.7-inch display, and a cleaner camera layout that tries to look a bit more premium. Inside, it'll be powered regionally by either the Exynos 2600 or Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, which means performance isn't a problem. Add in up to 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage, and the hardware holds its own. The camera setup is built around a 50-megapixel main sensor, and Samsung is expected to keep the same battery and charging speeds we saw last year. So it's solid. It checks all the boxes. But is it exciting? Probably not, at least for most people. And that's the Plus model's biggest challenge. There's no wow moment here, no signature feature you can point to and say, that's why you should buy the Plus. Contrast that with the S26 Ultra, which everyone is already treating like the main event, even though early rumors say it might be a fairly modest upgrade, especially considering the S25 Ultra wasn't a huge step forward from the S24 Ultra. It's still the device people expect to deliver something meaningful. And the Ultra does have a few standout upgrades. Faster charging is a big one, 60-watt wired and 25-watt wireless, plus full Q2 support for magnetic accessories. That alone pushes Samsung into a new era of convenience. Then there's the M14 OLED panel, more efficient, brighter, and smart enough to blur your screen when someone's looking over your shoulder. The cameras might not change dramatically in hardware, but low-light performance and selfie quality are rumored to take a step up. Add in the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, some polished AI features, and a cleaner, slightly slimmer design, and you have something that feels like a refined Ultra, even if it's not revolutionary. But that's the thing. We're all looking for a big leap that doesn't really exist anymore. Phones at this level are so polished, so mature that yearly upgrades rarely deliver that huge wow factor. So even if the S26 Ultra ends up being a noticeably better version of the S24 Ultra, it still won't give you that nostalgic rush of the era when every new flagship felt groundbreaking. And this loops back to why the S26 Plus is such a strange product this year. It's not bold enough to stand out, it's not cheap enough to feel like a smart alternative, it's not premium enough to challenge the Ultra. It's just there, solid, capable, familiar, but invisible. My personal takeaway is pretty simple. The S26 Plus exists because Samsung still believes in a three-tier flagship strategy, even if customers don't seem convinced. And maybe that's fine. Not every phone has to generate hype. Some devices exist to fill a gap, even if that gap gets narrower every year. But if you're expecting the Ultra to be some massive leap or the Plus to surprise everyone, it's probably worth keeping your expectations grounded. Samsung's next lineup looks polished, smarter, and a little more refined. Just not earth-shattering. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.